In this lesson, we'll talk about one of the concepts that can show up on harder word problems in the executive assessment quantitative section and possibly integrated reasoning sections, overlapping sets. So here we have a basic Venn diagram to help us define how overlapping sets work. So you're going to have four possible groups. You can have group A, you can have group B, you can have your overlap, which is also known as the intersection. And of course, you can have those that are neither, that are not in group A nor group B. So you have the Venn diagram as a visual representation of what's happening. But you're not going to want to use a Venn diagram to solve on the executive assessment. It just takes too long. But understanding how the groups work will help us work through what is known as the group equation for overlapping sets. So our basic group equation for two groups is going to basically take advantage of what we just defined in the Venn diagram. We know that our total number of people, what is known as the union, is equal to those in group A plus those in group B minus those that are in the overlap, which is known as the intersection technically, plus those that are in neither of the two groups. Because if Bill is in group A and also in group B, I count Bill twice, which is why I have to subtract out the overlap. I want to count each person only once in the total union of the two groups. You can also solve for group X alone, so say group A, those that are only in group A but not in group B, by taking those in group X and subtracting out the overlap or intersection. So if I have 20 people in group A, but 5 people in the overlap, then I know that I have 15 people that are only in group A because I want to subtract out those that were in both group A and group B. So now, let's take a look at an example. If 90% of the 400 students at Beavis High take either biology or physics, and the number of students taking only physics is 25% greater than the number taking biology, how many students take biology? So you can see this articulated with a Venn diagram that I would not actually want to use on the executive assessment, but we'll use it just for informational purposes as we work through this example. So we've got physics on the left-hand side, we've got the overlap in the middle, and we've got biology on the right-hand side. And they told us implicitly there are no neithers. So we can immediately take 90% of the 400 students at Beavis High by taking 0.9 and multiplying that by 400. Now recognize that's 10% off of 400, so I could also just subtract 40 from 400 to potentially make the mental manipulation a little bit faster. But our total without the neithers, meaning those that are physics or overlap or biology only, are going to be 360. So we know that 360 is equal to those in physics plus those in biology minus the overlap that are counted twice. So our only physics is physics minus the overlap. So we know that the number of students taking only physics, so physics minus the overlap, is 25% greater than the number taking biology. And we can just articulate that as B. So physics minus the overlap is equal to 1.25B. So then, since we know that our sum of 360 is equal to biology plus